Good morning, Bill.
Thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, and you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Very well. Long time no see, but that applies to almost everybody. Other than
yes, that is true. That is true.
So we're just about all here. I think I'll give it another minute or two just to wait, see if everybody, everyone's comes in. We've got a couple more on our list, so we'll just wait for 1 second. We're pretty well stabilized, I guess. So.
Okay.
That one.
Oh, there are quite a few now, 15 or something.
Yeah, pretty good. So 1 more minute. We're a couple of minutes over. Okay, we're good. All right, let's start then.
How are you?
Hi, Ted, how are you going?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah.
Robin. Much appreciate everything, Robin.
Oh, that's a pleasure. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll just we might as well start off. So thanks for joining us for our second eWorld workshop. I'm not sure, not everybody came to the library, the ebooks one. So Bill Soper from Computer Pals in Tarahumara, Computer Pals for Seniors at Tarahumara, is going to take you through how to set up group meetings on various platforms so that you can do this without having to rely on your family or friends to start up a chat group for you. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for questions as well. So the Computer Pals at Tarahumara, it's a wonderful group of volunteers, always keen to show seniors how to conquer these new technologies. And Bill's their president there. So, and you're welcome to ask questions during the presentation. So just wave your hand. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to see who's waving, so you might just have to unmute yourself and call out. But if we see your hand waving, we'll definitely ask you. We'll sort of respond. So you're probably familiar after this whole year with clicking on the microphone image at the lower left-hand corner of your screen to mute and unmute. And there'll be lots of time for questions at the end of the presentation as well. So over to you, Bill. I think we're good to go.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for that introduction. As you say, I'm involved with Computer Pals for Seniors in Tarahumara. We've been around for 21 years, in fact, well before my time. During that time, we had a great relationship with the council. They've been really supportive. So it's great to be involved with this sort of presentation, these sort of things, and probably particularly at times like this where we're all a little bit more restricted and confined than we used to being. So it's good to be joining people on a Zoom conference or whatever mass communication model you like. I've got some favorites as I go through here, and that'll probably be evident, but most of these things all work reasonably well. It's a bit like whether you have a Windows computer or an Apple computer. It's whatever you get used to and you're familiar with. In my view, go for it. And if that's what you and your family use, then stick with it. It makes it that much easier. So don't necessarily preclude one thing or the other as you go through. I'm going to stick to some of the basics, and hopefully at the end of it, you will learn something maybe, and hopefully enjoy it. More importantly, things are too depressing as they are. So more of these things we can enjoy, the better. As I say, we've had a great relationship with the council. I'll just see if I can share some of this with you. I'll do that. And now, oops, missed one, that one. Yeah, the screen, okay. Oh, okay, I can't do that. That's all right. I was going to share something with you, but that's okay. Don't worry. The first thing, just talking about Zoom, because that's where we are.
Sorry, Bill, just try again. I made you co-host, just see if it'll work.
Okay, all right, see.
So it should work. We did have this issue last time. Is that going?
Yeah, should be all right.
Okay.
Advanced, basic, fine, share. So I hope you can see one of our highlights is we received a community recognition. Seems like ages ago now. It's before restrictions and lockdowns and before COVID. A couple of years ago, we received that from the council. So that's something with a feather in our cap, and we're well proud of that. And hopefully we can continue to be a meaningful player in the local, more senior but local community. Back on Zoom. you might be able to gather from this. I'm an accountant by background. So Zoom make money from their subscriptions. They were founded about 10 years ago. And what I think they've been quite smart at doing is getting some good associations. So they seem to have hit the marketplace at the right level just recently. When we've been going into lockdown, they've got good associations. People seem to be referring to them a lot, particularly a lot of corporates, and that one thing leads to another. So they've become very popular.
Sorry, just one thing, Bill. Your Zoom's, your screen's unshared for some reason. So we're seeing you instead of your screen.
Oh, yeah, I've stopped doing that.
Oh, you have? Right. Okay, that's fine. Good. Right. I just thought you had it on your list. Okay, that's fine.
Not quite as good looking as looking at Armare, but anyway, you've got to put up with me. So Zoom primarily make money through their subscriptions, but you don't have to pay anything. So their subscription model allows you to have calls like this, where you can have basically any number of attendees, and they can go for any length of time. Or you can do what I do at home, just run the free version, where you're limited to 40 participants and 40 minutes. 40 participants is really quite a lot, and never hit that ceiling. 40 minutes can be a bit of constraint, but all you have to do is close one meeting and go into exactly the same meeting the next one along. And so you can keep running that for as long as you like, if you so wish. Personally, from my own personal perspective, that's fine. That's all I need for what I'm doing. So you don't need to pay for it. You can just run on the smell of an oily rag if you wish. A bit of sort of homework and some of the features, and Robin's mentioned the mute button at the bottom. Worth doing on a big call, and also worth pointing out to people when they've got the radio on, or there's somebody cooking or mowing the lawn or whatever. Always good, because a bit of background noise may not seem too bad to you at your end, but it can be very distracting for other people. And on a couple of computer power things we've done this, and people have not been on mute, and then they get a call, and that's just distracting to everybody. So mute for a larger range of people is a good idea. The next one along, you can stop the video. If something's going on in the background that you don't want people to see, you can just stop the video and you can still hear. Not a bad thing. And then around halfway along is the chat. So if you key on that, you can chat with everyone on the call, or there's a little drop-down menu which allows you to chat with individuals. So I could send Robin a message saying, I'm not seeing Bert particularly well, or Bert is muffled, or whatever, if we want to try and fix that. Or alternatively, and particularly when I'm on my freebie service at home, I can just tell everybody, I've had the 5-minute notice, it's going to cut out in 5 minutes, be prepared. So that's a useful little thing to do. Screen share, which is what I've just done. You go on, you can pick a file that you want people to look at, show it, and as a host, you can show it, and then withdraw from that as well. And reactions is also quite good fun. So if you key on that, you can ask a question, put up your hand like that, as I've done here for me. And you can withdraw that at any time. But also there's any number of little emojis, I guess they are, that you can go there. So you can put on where is one? A sort of, well, a loving face if you want. You can put on all these things should you wish. And on my option here, I've got hundreds, if not thousands. I think it's a tiger. Well, I don't know why I'd need that, but you have all these options. So that they can be quite useful in terms of actually running a meeting and a group quite well with the raised hands. Just a useful thing to do. And then up in the top right, so up over there for me, there's a view button, and that gives you two things. You can either, in this case, unfortunately, look at me, but you can have the speaker there as the prominent person, or if you've not got too many, you can go to gallery, and that just lists everybody equally across the screen. And if you only got maybe 9, possibly 12, that's quite a good way of making sure you're seeing everybody going on at the same time. So that's just sort of a bit of background and homework on Zoom. I'm obviously you're all using it, so I hope it's going well. And it is a great tool for seeing what's going on in this day and age. The next thing I was going to talk about was WhatsApp. But before I do that, is any questions on, anyone got immediate questions on Zoom?
Yes, I've got one. On the reactions, I'm only getting 2 coming up, which is clap your hands or thumbs up.
Oh, well, if you, for my presentation, just put your thumbs up and I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I just wondered how you got more. It might just be my computer. I've got an iMac and it's quite old. Yeah,
I assume it's something to do with the age of the computer. I don't really understand why, but I've had this before with people, a small number seem to have restricted options.
Do you have the 3 dots at the right-hand end?
Yeah.
Are there 3 dots? The 3 dots at the right-hand end? That might do. Not there
I've got gallery view, and then there's no. My computer is about 8 years old, and I've just updated the iOS, but I've lost Word, so.
That's right. So this is
yeah.
Sorry, this is for the reactions.
Yeah.
Yes.
You click on reactions. Yeah, there's not the 3 little dots.
No, there's just a plus.
Okay, that's
and it gives me 2, so it's probably the age of my computer or the Zoom.
Yep.
And yesterday I couldn't share screen when I did something, but my son helped me. We had to go into original settings, so maybe I can get more.
And I think Anita, did Anita put her hand up? Yeah.
Bill, excuse me.
Oh,
I'm here.
Irene?
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yes, Bill,
Yeah.
I can't see
hang on,
what you're
sorry, Irene.
referring to at all.
Oh,
So all I'm
Just-
seeing is you and some of the participants on the right-hand side.
what
I
do you
can't
need to
see when
do?
you're referring to the activate button or the emojis.
So-
Why can't I see it?
It should be right down at the bottom. So if you
You might,
take the mouse right down to the bottom of what you're seeing,
Yes.
does anything pop up?
Oh, it's just the mute, stop video, participants, chat, share
Yeah.
screen,
And
record and reactions. That's all I have.
So yeah, key on the little reactions one,
Yes.
and you should get a range of options. You might get the restricted options that we heard the last question about, or for me, I get a row of 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. These are the
6.
emojis.
Yeah.
But as you're talking through all the Zoom odds and sods, I don't see what you're referring to because all I've got is the bottom toolbar, that's all.
and
So
then
really, as a participant, I don't have a view of what you're talking about. Is that it?
No, you cannot see what I'm actually seeing on my little toolbar, but you should be seeing the same icons there that you can parallel run with. So the reactions, you should click on that, you'll see it's 6 highlighted and then 3 little dots to the right.
and the reactions one? No.
No dots. Oh yes, the dots.
So if you click on that, you'll get thousands of options, well, hundreds anyway.
Right. Oh, that's strictly emojis.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Bill. No, that really wasn't. It's just that when you're talking through this, you're talking about a specific whatever, app or something, and I can't see it. So really, as a participant, all you're seeing is what you're in control as you're the chairperson. You're in control of the Zoom meeting. Is that it?
Well, with Robin's help, yes.
Yeah.
So
But you'll see, as the host, you'll be able to do all those bits and pieces down the bottom, and but everybody can do that, I think. And the other one was changing the view from having the speaker as the big image and everybody else as small ones, or having everybody the same size. And that one's up in the top right-hand corner of your screen. It says view.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Thank you.
So
Okay.
you just click on that and you can change it from one to the other.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you
Bill.
so much.
Oh, and Irene had a question as well.
Yeah, I just follow your instruction to do the hands up on the in order to draw attention. I got a question, but I can't make it. I have in front of me, I got a hand there. How do I move the hand to your screen?
Oh,
okay, well, I can't, I need to maybe be able to see you.
I think you need your video on, actually,
Okay.
Irene. That might be the only way we can do that. Is it or
Oh,
not?
right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How do I move it?
Just if you click on where it says raise hand, that should appear on your screen, and then we can see that. Is that working? And yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you're there now. I can see you've raised your hand.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got it.
Okay, good.
And there's a second question. Can I go ahead?
Yep.
Regarding the Zoom, recently, I don't know what happened when the Zoom is finished the meeting, and I got a message come up on my screen. It said to upgrade, something like that. Should I upgrade or not?
Okay. So what you're on the free version when you're doing that, and when you get to the end, towards the end of your 40 minutes allocation, they will say the warning, your 40 minutes is coming up. And by the way, why don't you upgrade to the subscribed version? Why don't you pay us some money, and then you won't have this warning come up? So it's trying to persuade you to pay, and I think it's about $180, the subscription, to have longer meetings and more people at your meetings. And that, I say, that's how they make their money. They go to the corporates, the big companies, and they all pay that money because that's what they need. But my own personal view is that individuals just working from doing things from home probably don't need it.
Yeah. I got this at the stage in the earlier month. Then I ignore it. But now, whenever I finish the Zoom meeting, I leave and then gone. Okay, the meeting's gone, and then another message come up to ask me, allow to upgrade to upgrade or not. But up to now, I still ignore it. I don't know how long it will come up again.
Well, yeah, I don't know exactly how they do it, but obviously they would like all of us to pay rather than have it for free. But whilst it's for free, just go for it and ignore those emails.
It's not messages. It pop up whenever I finish, just like today. If I finish with you at 11:30, and then I click the leave, okay, all gone, but automatically come up the screen in my computer. The message is that asking me to upgrade, allow or not allow. I just click not later.
You could click on it. You could click on it. You probably have several steps, so you could probably click on it and just see what they're asking you to do. Whether they're asking you to pay more, at which point you just say cancel. Okay. Just click on it if you like. Just click on it, the upgrade, and see what happens. I guess is one way to do it.
I did to go ahead because I just realized you said I need to pay. I don't want to pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I try your.
Okay. Network. So I think Beverly had a question as well, and then Heather.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So Beverly, you need to unmute. Okay. So you need to unmute Beverly.
Yes. Good morning, Bill. I just do all that I can do on an iPhone, and I can't wait for lockdown to be finished so I can go to the Apple shop and get some more lessons, because I went from a flip phone to an iPhone just before COVID started, and then they stopped lessons. So I had 2 beginner lessons. The Zoom is wonderful for connecting, and these programs run by counsel are fantastic.
Absolutely.
And so I'm learning more than I would learn in that period of time normally in life. So the more I can learn, the better. But that view button that you were talking about with the showing the speaker, does that work on the iPhone? I seem to only get a picture of myself and my friend who's with me in lockdown, and if I move my finger across, it shows me 4. But you said that there's a view button that shows you the person speaking and shows them clear. Does that?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer on a phone. I would imagine it's there somewhere, but whether it's in the top right or somewhere different on iPhone, I don't know. I'll try and have a look for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it is limited on an iPhone screen. You only can see a limited number of people. So that's as much as I know as well. I'm not an expert at all, but yeah.
So I only got NBN on at the beginning of last year, and I realised that I'd bought a smart TV a few years before. And is there any way that I can get somebody to help me get programs or use the TV for these sorts of things? Is there? Do you run courses, Bill, at Computer Pals? Otherwise,
we probably do.
We could add that to our to next week's one. How to organise your smart TV. We could sort that out.
Okay. Next week.
So I'll do that. I'll make sure we've got that on next week's. Okay, and I think Heather had a question as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill and Robin. I was just wondering, how does one host a Zoom?
Okay. And Heather, how are you? It's been a while. Okay, so to get your become a host, you have to log in and create an account with Zoom, right? And that's pretty, fairly straightforward. You go in, you want to create an account, as you do with many places, like online shopping. You create your own account, and that will then allow you to host. If you go on the private one, you then to actually hold your meeting, you have to invite your participants and you have to send them an individual email. So a drawback is you cannot really set it up in advance. Like this meeting's been set up in advance. If you have the private one, you can only start it there and then send out the emails to whoever you want to get to join you, and then you let them in much the same way. But step one, you create your own account. Got to think of a password before you get too far into it, but then you just follow the prompts, and you may need to download a small app. You've probably got it already because of the way you're running, but you may need to download a small app just to make sure you're a host or able to host.
And to be a host, do you have to pay?
No, you can do the free option. Exactly what I do at home. As I say, I'm an accountant and I don't want to pay money, so it's all free for me at home.
Thank you very much.
So is that do you have another question, Irene, or is that from before?
Just testing.
Yes. Now I realize that now I see the recording that is on your host recording, but if I want to record on my computer, can I do that?
So the host sort of runs the recording or not, or decides on whether it's going to be recorded or not. As a host, when you set the meeting up, there is a tick box that says automatically record the meeting. Or once you start the meeting, you can actually just go to that lower level, the lower line that says recording, and you can click the record.
Lower line. Where's the lower line?
So if you move your cursor around the screen, the line that gives you the little mute button, the stop video, security, the number of participants, chat, and so on. It's on that line. Share screen, response. It's next to the reactions actually.
But you need permission from the host though, to be able to record on your own.
It probably doesn't come up unless you host it. Yeah.
No, something like you send us about the Zoom for the tour, the virtual tour to the other country, but at that time I can't take it.
Yes.
So I want to record and then watch it later. That's what I want.
So you would have to ask the host.
I'll just give you an example. If I want to record something, I want it to watch later about documentary or something like that. Can I do that? Then
You'd have to ask the host to record for you, and then they could send you the link to the recording.
I don't have to do it myself, right?
As a host, you can do it, but not as a participant. So if you were participating and you wanted something recorded, you'd have to ask the host, and then they'd send you the link.
Okay.
So, but as a host, you can record. Once you set up as a host yourself, you can record.
I understand that, but I don't want too much.
Yeah, no, but as a participant, you need to ask the host to do that for you.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We better move on. Bill's got quite a big presentation. So
Just,
one
just
more.
one more on Zoom. Could I just ask, when the link is brought email to you, is there some way, does anyone know if I can put that into my calendar?
There is a choice to do that. I tend not to send that through because a couple of times when we've sent it through, people have tried to join through that one on the morning of the Zoom meeting, and it's been a bit confusing. But yes, it is a possibility. Yeah.
Okay. So moving on from Zoom, the next thing I was going to talk about is WhatsApp. So it's a really good communication device. It is now part of Facebook. So just be aware that more commercial things are going to come into it, I suspect, as time goes by. Originally, it was set up to be a free for use, and the inventors of it, if you like, the people who got it going initially, that they didn't charge for anything. They actually made their money by selling the whole kit and caboodle to Facebook for, I think it was 18 billion. It was a big figure anyway. So whether they charged for it or not didn't really matter. They made their money through the sale. They now, through Facebook, make their money really by, again, selling subscriptions to big businesses. But for the likes of you and me, it's free. And it's a complete phone calls, messaging, sending videos, photos, and it's very, very good. I use it regularly. I'll tell you why I use it regularly a little bit later on, but I do. It's really good for groups. So you can set up a group and copy everybody in very quickly, send around photos very quickly. So it's good for family things, but it does need an administrator, somebody who has the role that Robin has on this call, to make sure that you're only letting the right people in and that the right sort of information's then controlled. So you do, if you're going to do it, you do need an administration controller. The reason I use it, a bit of a side thing here, is I'm a cyclist, and the cycling groups that I'm part of, we all use WhatsApp. And if we say we're going to meet at Gordon Station at 8 o'clock, we all put on a tracking device and we can see how people are arriving at Gordon Station at 8 o'clock. So you just put it into your phone, say, track me, and when we all get there, 5 of us are there, and we know the 6th person is 2 minutes down the road, or perhaps the 6th person has had a bit of a problem and stuck somewhere. But you can see how people are progressing, and you can track them. So you can do all this by using the paperclip and add on to a message. But you can use it just as a phone, a video phone, or just messaging. It's really, and it's cheap. In fact, it's free. And you just have to make sure that the people you want to talk to are a part of your contacts, and you can do all these things: free phone calls, free messaging, free videos. Very, very good. The one thing you now need to watch, and I sort of can't stress this enough, is you need to watch your settings on WhatsApp. So a bit like on the computer, you follow your settings, and you need to go to your privacy and make sure that you're only allowing your contacts to be contacted. And the importance of this is now part of Facebook, and they want to get as much information out to as many people as possible. That's how they make their money. And if you're not careful, you can find you've set up a group like this here on the computer, and then there's Fred from New Zealand joining in, and there's Janice from the US joining in, and then they're still going to start plugging whatever they want to plug, because Facebook is all about advertising and promoting things. So just be aware of that. Make sure the settings is set to your contacts. Really, really important. No, it's a bit confusing and a bit much to
When you say settings, all participants, I've got a WhatsApp and it just has send messages to all participants and edit group info, all participants. Because I set up a group for one of my U3As.
Yeah.
I set it up and got everyone's phone numbers, and then I allowed them in. Most people had WhatsApp. And so when I scroll down to where do you check your group settings, is that where the privacy would be?
It's okay. I'll go back a bit. Settings, and then there's more settings for me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Then there's account.
I've got an iPhone. Yeah.
And the top one of that is privacy.
Oh, okay.
And the top one of that is last seen my contacts.
Oh, okay. Is this under WhatsApp or under your settings on the phone?
No, this is under WhatsApp.
Oh, right. Okay. I just, okay. I might need to check that then. All right. And this, what I was going to ask Facebook, is Facebook not as safe as WhatsApp? Because Facebook Messenger, I thought everyone said WhatsApp was better than Messenger. I use both, so.
Yeah, I mean, again, I actually think it's a matter of preference and what you get used to. I'm a WhatsApp person, not a Messenger, and the Messenger, much more closely linked to, evolved through Facebook rather than being an acquisition in.
Right. Okay.
So a criticism where it gets some censorship. I mean, you know, when that's a problem in the States with the Capitol building or whatever it was, and Trump was then excluded. That was off. He was excluded out of Facebook, and he was also excluded out of Messenger. And you know, I don't want to get into the politics whether that's right or wrong, but some of that happens. But Messenger seems to be good for large groups, and therefore it does need to make sure you have adequate bandwidth and the like. So it does seem to be the more corporate end of this sort of capability.
Okay.
A contrast to Messenger, and indeed I guess to WhatsApp, is Telegram, which does all this. These things all do more or less the same things, and if you're into one, stick with it, as I say. So Telegram's is owned by smaller players. So some would say it's a greater risk because it's with the smaller players. Others will say that's better because there's no censorship. Again, it allows live streaming and instant messaging in particular. So that sort of the claims and counterclaims really depend on your own preferences and how you're going to use it, and therefore make a decision. But for me, WhatsApp works perfectly well. It's really good. And I don't actually find a particular need for either Messenger or Telegram.
Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Can I ask you a question about the WhatsApp setting? Because you just mentioned about the administration contact a person, only you, but I can't find that setting. Where can I find it?
So we're on WhatsApp?
Yeah, in the WhatsApp, in the mobile.
Yeah, okay. Are you an Apple or an Android user?
Apple.
Okay, well, I'm not sure it's exactly the same. I'm an Android, and I can only read from what I actually see in front. So the three dots at the top right takes me into settings.
Yeah, I'm now in setting WhatsApp.
Okay, so I get a new group, new broadcast, linked devices, starred messages, or settings again.
Yeah.
Tap on settings again.
Yeah.
And then the top one I get is accounts and privacy.
Yeah. I got this, but where do I click it to go further?
So go on then privacy.
Pardon?
So you go into privacy.
Privacy, is it?
Yeah.
I can't see my privacy on here. I tell you what my setting is. I got the first one is is the start message,
Possible.
a link, and then the second one link device, and then account, and then chat, and then notification, and then storage and data. And then,
Account is the one you need, I think.
Yeah.
okay.
Have a look in account.
Oh
Irene.
yeah. Okay, I'm now in account now.
Well-
Privacy.
Okay.
You want me to go in privacy? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Privacy, yeah.
Yep. I'm there now.
Okay, and then you got, make sure your last seen is my contacts.
Okay. My contact. Yep. I
Mm.
did. Yep.
And that should keep it pretty safe. Because
Okay.
you're only going to be getting information from your contacts, so people on your contact list.
Okay. Yeah. How about the live location? Should I do something there?
Well, that's up to you. You can if you want. You don't need to.
Okay.
To,
Yes,
to,
I don't.
to track your location.
At the moment, it's none. On my screen is none.
Right.
I think it's also a marketing thing where they just want to know where you're calling from, so they can, they can then target you with local
Yeah,
information.
in
Or
that case, I just leave it what it is.
leave it as none is better.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
they don't know where you are.
Yeah. What about the two-step verification? What does it mean there?
Where are you?
I'm
Two-step
doing
verification.
account under setting account, and there's an item, the two-step verification. What does it mean by that? Enable or not? Yeah.
I would not bother.
Okay, then I'll just leave it.
It's just another step. I mean, if you're happy with the security around your phone, then I think that's adequate. It's just another thing
it'll
to
ask you for
remember.
another password.
Yeah.
They want a second password. So
And Bill, is it on WhatsApp that you and your cycle group share your location when you're meeting up?
Yes. So yeah. So I have a cycle group. I tap on that. I won't do that. I'll do that one. And then you get the opportunity to send a new message. With the new message, there's a camera and a paper clip.
Mm-hmm.
Tap on the paper clip, you get a variety of options.
Mm-hmm.
location.
And location is a green on this, and I tap that. And you can share your location for a period of time, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 8 hours.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And people can see
A
what you-
question, Bill. So is that open to all the group participants, or just you as the organizer of the group?
No. So that whole group, I've got a family one, so not to interrupt everybody. I'll put it on the family one right now. I'll tap it in for an hour, and they can all see where I am. And my cycle group is also good if you're going to meet somebody in the city. This is not in days gone by when there was no lockdown. You're going to meet people in the city at town hall. You could put this on, and if your train's late, they'll know they'll see you coming down the train line, but you're 10 minutes late or whatever it is. It's a great little thing for meeting people at a different location, at a nominated time.
Fantastic.
Is it this function? It can delete anytime and set up anytime?
Yeah, you can use it at any time. Yep.
I
Sorry.
think you do it.
Bill. Yeah, sorry. Continue. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just was looking at my WhatsApp. So you send your current location, you mark that. Yeah?
Yeah, send location. So
Right.
you're going to send a normal message if you like.
Mm.
And the paper clip at the bottom, tap on that.
Oh, sorry, I need to get out of it.
Can
now.
excuse me, can you start again? I can't follow you. I start again how to set up this share location. Will you mind to start again?
Okay,
Because
so
I missed some step. I can't follow.
Okay, just go onto a group. If you've already got a group set up, that's the way you have to start.
Oh,
You have to have a group already set up. That's probably one thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A group set. Where do I get the group?
Well, you have to become part of a group. You'll want to set up a group with your family, with your friends.
So far, I don't have a group. So how do I set up a group?
Okay. Come back on the group.
Yeah. I haven't got any group. How do I set up the group?
So you go to your three dots and the first one says new group. Go to the three dots on the right-hand top corner.
Yep.
And it says new group.
You mean under WhatsApp, right?
Yep, on the WhatsApp.
Yep.
And then edit, right? Or what?
So no, the top right-hand corner where you've got your three little dots.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And it says new group is the.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Then it come up add participant.
So then you can choose from all the people in your contacts. You can choose the people who you want to be in that group.
Okay.
And then once your group's set up and you can send them messages, once you start sending messages, that's when you can send a message to say, I'll meet you in the city, and that's when you put your the location on. So once you've got the group set up and you're sending them a message, that's when you hit the location button.
Oh, okay. So they will got it immediately, right?
As soon as they get the message, they'll know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Were you all right, Anne? You had a question?
Yes, no, I worked it out. It's great.
Okay, good.
Great. Yeah, so much to learn.
Yeah.
I've just told my family where I am and they said, why did you do that?
Well, I can see, and you're sitting on some beach somewhere, so that looks wonderful.
Oh, no, just at home. Yeah. Thanks.
Well, essentially, that was really all I was going to talk through, with primarily Zoom and WhatsApp, a little bit on, Messenger, Telegram, but not terribly much. So very much now it's back to you and open for any questions you might have.
I'm sorry, Bill, just before we go, on the WhatsApp, when I clicked on the plus, the first one said camera, so you can just show a photo there.
So I didn't catch the first part of that, Anne.
Oh, when you're on WhatsApp and you've got the plus at the side and you click the plus, the location was down the bottom near contact, but at the top it had camera, photo, video library, room. I don't know quite what room means. Oh, is that a video room? So you can do your video there.
Hang on, I'll have a look.
I mean, my iPhone is a what is it? An XR, so it's a year old or 2 years old.
Well, yes, that's right. It's a sort of a group video thing. I've never used it, but
otherwise I thought you could click the video. If you're calling someone on the right hand side, it's got the phone or it's got the video call, hasn't it, to click? Yeah. Okay, so you can do either, really.
Yeah,
and you can send a document that way.
I have done video calls, but I've never done a group thing on WhatsApp.
Okay, we've been doing family nights, but I don't always set it up. That's great, because usually with my photos, I have to go into my photo library and then I've got to find WhatsApp. So from here, it's a quicker way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now I mentioned some, I don't know whether people are interested, but with WhatsApp, you can also look at it on your computer.
Yeah.
You can't make phone calls, of course, but that's not a phone, your computer.
On the iPad, you can do it too, can't you? Oh, wait a minute. I don't have WhatsApp on the iPad. I've only got Messenger. Okay.
Should be the same as your phone for the downloading the app and then using that. Okay, I didn't realize you could do it through your computer. So So when you're setting up a new group, if people wanted to try and set up a new group, so the first thing is to download the app. I guess that's step one.
Yeah.
So although if you can, then have to download the app, and then so does it give you your Facebook contacts or your phone contacts? It gives. I had an idea. It gave you your all the phone numbers that you have in your phone. Those are the contacts that come up.
Yeah.
So which, or is it both? Maybe you can do both.
Well, it's certainly the phone. I've never tried to go beyond that. It's certainly the phone.
WhatsApp will use the phone. Messenger will use your Facebook contacts.
Okay.
Well,
so there you go. WhatsApp is phone numbers, and Messenger's Facebook. Okay. Thanks, Lorna.
I did want to just finalize with. Have you got a question, Beverly?
Yes, I was just wondering about what's the difference between WhatsApp and Messenger? It sounds as if WhatsApp is the way to go.
Well, as I say, essentially there's not that much difference, that they both do the same sorts of things. And I would just stick with whatever your group, whatever that group is, wants to do. But if you're initiating it, and I'm biased, I would start with WhatsApp. But if you're joining in something else and it is Messenger or whatever it is, join that in, because you'll have somebody who can lead you through it. And that avoids some of the difficulties.
Thank you.
The other thing, I guess, if you have a different group of people who are your Facebook friends from your telephone friends, I don't know, some people might, that probably means that you could, if you wanted to set up a group with your Facebook friends, then you'd need to use your Messenger.
Well, yes, yeah.
And in that case, it's the same sort of thing, just up top right-hand corner, there's a little, that looks like a pen, I guess, and it says create a new group. So
thank you. Sounds good.
They're both very good for international calls as well. If you want to have a family group for international, they're really good to do that too for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Thank you.
I find a lot of people in Europe, when we did Airbnb in France, liked WhatsApp.
Okay.
Way of contact rather than Messenger.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that better than where does Skype fit into this?
Oh yeah, that's the old one.
Skype, I guess it gets Skype and Zoom. If you'd asked me probably 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said Skype, but now I'm converted to Zoom. And again, they do really basically the same things, but I find Zoom is a bit more reliable. You get a bit more clarity with the pictures, whether that's just the computer I have or the people I speak to or whatever. And the sound is a bit more consistent. So I'm now a Zoom person, but fundamentally they do the same thing. And, you know, you can communicate the same on both of them. So up to you. But.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Yep.
The WhatsApp message, okay? How do I block those messages? I don't want it, because recently I come across so many, I don't know whether scam or message. Can I block it? Not come again. Now at the moment I just delete it. How do I do that in my mobile WhatsApp? I mean in my mobile message. Can I block the message? I don't want it, because recently I got so many and I don't know how come I get this message. I don't know.
What's that?
You took a standard SMS phone message or WhatsApp one?
On my mobile under the messages.
Okay, so standard, not WhatsApp.
This is a real issue on your phone, if you know, because these. I was going to finish up really talking about scams, but the sort of a segue into that. These guys are sophisticated and they will never use the same number twice. So it's very, you can block a number, and that's fine.
I don't know how to block. I can't do it. I don't know.
Well, all I'm going to say is, if you block a number, they'll if their number is 1 2 3 4, tomorrow it'll come in as 1 2 3 5, and the next day 1 2 3 6. They will not use the same number twice. So you can block a number, and that will prevent that. But it's very difficult to get ahead of these guys who are just sending rogue stuff.
I just delete it immediately, but I don't want to do it day after day again and again. So I just try to figure out how to block it.
I think that's what you have to do, Irene, because it won't be the same number each time. You can, whichever one you block, that doesn't matter. It'll be a different number next time. So I think what you do is you just keep deleting them. Don't click on anything that doesn't look familiar. And
very annoying.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, and also, the second question can I ask is, in the mobile message, is it the same message in the computer?
Sorry, what? Can you say that again?
No. Yeah.
So
can you see your messages on the computer screen? Is that what you're saying? Your mobile device messages?
Yeah, and also,
I don't think so.
We can find the message from the computer, but sometimes when I want to send before I did it worked together. When I send a message from my mobile device the message same linked to my computer, so I can see both out, send, and then in reply. But now I just see one. I can't do together. Either I do it on the computer, or what I ask is, can I link it together again, two devices under the message?
Text messages you can.
Text messages. Thanks, Heather.
Sorry. Oh dear, lost it. Yeah, I can't think though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It would depend on the gear. I think it depends on the gear you've got. So I'm really not sure on that and not what to advise about it.
Yeah. It sounds like a whole different program that links your mobile to your computer.
Yeah.
You see, but before it worked together. Whenever I send a message on my mobile device, I already go to my computer.
So that's not your emails, it's your message.
No.
Just message.
The message, not not in the email. So
yeah, I haven't
come across this. No, I
haven't ever come across that.
No.
Emails you can from
the
computer
the
to
email
your
I know,
mobile.
but not that case. Not because it worked before together when I do the message. In my
You'd have to ask a real expert, I think, because I don't know how that. It sounds like a program that you need to sort of have your phone linked to your computer screen. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think what you use, your guess is right. Maybe the program, there's something, because usually nowadays they automatically upgrade. When they upgrade, something I miss and don't catch up the state, the pace to compromise.
Oh yeah,
what
change.
Yeah,
maybe that's right.
The other day I was offered the option of linking my mobile to my computer.
How do I do that?
But so far I haven't, so that I can make phone calls from my computer. But I haven't taken that up yet.
Okay.
So it happens from somebody, not only me, right?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. So the thing I was going to finish up with is just a bit of warning about scams and social media generally. And I know there's a session coming up on scams, and I really recommend you take part in that, because they're just everywhere at the moment. We've heard a bit about them. But one of the problems with social media generally is the scammers are, well, not to be underestimated, they're very good, and they are trawling that information through computer programs and the like 24 hours a day. So you need to be a little bit careful. Facebook seems to get the worst of this, but it applies everywhere. A little bit careful about putting a picture up of Roger on his 60th birthday, because they're going to trawl that and they, okay, Roger, 60th birthday. If we actually have a look at the messages around then as well, we know his birthday was on Tuesday. Okay, so they got that. They know date of birth. And then you might have a picture of a street party. Here we are in Chapel Street, street party. Okay, so he lives in Chapel Street and we know his birthday. And then, message, we went to the bank, and okay, so we know his Westpac. And they are accumulating this information, identity theft, all the time. So you need to be very careful about what you're putting out there as public information. If you're going between friends and people you know, probably not too much of an issue. But if you're going out to the unknowns out there, there is a risk, and you just need to be aware of that and be careful about what the information you put up when you're going out to a lot of people. And I say the scam's coming up, and really everybody on this call should be on that call, because it's a really serious issue. But just for your own part, apart from doing what Robin says, don't click on this. If you attachments, if you don't know it, if it's a message you don't expect, be very wary and all those things. But also just be careful about what you put up on social media.
Bill, if you're on Facebook and you've only got friends, you're only allowed friends to look at it, then can anyone else hack into it? if
Well,
they're
I
clever,
dare
if
say
they work out
professionals
your
can.
email and
I mean,
password.
you ought to be all right, but I dare say a
Yeah.
professional get into it and they can get into anything if they really set their mind to it. But they will only set their mind to
And
it.
also, if you use it, sometimes when I've been at the airports and you go onto a computer there, I think, well, someone's hacked into it because it's not safe, is it?
Yeah, I agree. Public space like that, be very careful. Don't, hey, Joyce, there's my bank account. If you could just put the money in, that'd be really good. Yeah, be wary of those sorts of things. Absolutely.
A lot of people use other places. If you're waiting for a plane, you'll log into the local Sydney airport or something, and then you think afterwards, oh, if someone's written to me who I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a bit of a distraction, but away from what we're talking about. I had a friend who moved house about a month ago, and selling a lot of gear, as you do, and he sold a table for $200, and the deal was cash. But next day he got an email from PayPal. The money's in your account, right? And this was fraudulent. The money never came through. But for $200, this guy or these people had replicated a Facebook email, and it would look really, really genuine. So they're doing it for small amounts of money. It's that really surprised me, that one. Getting very organized for small amounts. Anyway,
well, we use Marketplace on Facebook or Gumtree, and again, I suppose you've got to be a bit careful because you've got people coming to your house, haven't you?
Yeah, and physically, what they see is one thing, and
take something out of it. But also, you're advertising to people that aren't just your friends. Anyone can message you. Yeah,
there's gear there, and it might be available, and
So, Bill, where do you? I had the Computer Powers. Is that your organisation?
Well, hardly. It's hardly my organisation.
Yeah,
it is. I say we've been around for 21 years, and anyone's very welcome to be a member. We charge an annual fee for that, but once you charge the annual fee, you can come to as many things as you like. So typically in days gone by, we would have tutorial sessions on Android phones, Windows 10, Spotify, Excel, Word. I would have forgotten some those sorts. We'll do a bit on cameras, how to digitize that sort of stuff.
And where do you do those?
We're in the senior centre, which is immediately adjacent to Meals and Wheels and Turramurra.
Right.
Just up from the big car park by the church.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
So, if you want further accolades of Computer Powers, you can talk to Franco or Heather.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Gilroy Avenue, I think. Yes. Okay.
How much is your annual fee, Bill?
It's $65 for a year, and we have a $20 joining fee. So if you pay the $65 or the $85, you can come to as many things, and we're operate 10 months a year. So we put our feet up in December and January, but in normal that we have weekly tutorial sessions, we have twice monthly help sessions, we have a monthly meeting, and that's basically how we operate. I'm happy to send some stuff out if there is any interest, some information.
I can send that on if you like.
Yeah.
Before we go, one question. As I said, my iMac's getting old, and I updated it. I rang Apple and they said, okay, we'll put you on this new Catalina, but then I lost my Word. So in order to get Word back, do I just pay through Apple and pay so much a month or so much a year, or do I go and buy the disc that then I put into my iMac?
You probably got, to get Word back, you would need to pay something separate, I believe, but you can probably use the Apple equivalent, which I'm not overly familiar with because I'm not an Apple person, but it seems to be perfectly adequate from my understanding.
Oh, okay. So,
and you should be able to convert across quite easily. So if you've got files that were Word, they should be able to convert across.
Oh, there's nothing worth keeping. But when I came up and tried to set up Word, I think I could pay so much a month or so much a year. Yeah, and do it through the computer.
Yeah.
But originally we had a disc that my uni student, he got one through Macquarie. I don't know if he paid for it, but I don't think I can get that off him unless he's allowed to share it. Yeah, have to ask. Okay, thank you.
You can get those from JV Hi-Fi as well through
What, the Apple, the iMac?
The Word version. Word.
Yes,
Excel
I think that's what we
version.
originally did many years ago. Went to Harvey Norman and we got something. We were able to put it on 3 devices.
Yeah.
And it's worked really well, but now it's a bit out of date, and yeah, we've used up all our chances. Okay, so it's just a Word for iMac, really, isn't it? Mm. Okay, thanks very much.
Me again.
Irene.
Can I ask you? You just mentioned about
I'm leaving.
your group meeting is in
Thank you, Robin.
Taramara, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
so is any closer to Gordon, or can we meet? And when you go there, do we have to bring our device or what?
We have devices at the club, depending on what you've got. A lot of people now do favor bringing their own devices because they're familiar with it and they can set it up as they want to and things like that. There is, I hardly dare mention this, is opposition. There's a Ku-ring-gai club who operate out of East Linfield primarily, but sometimes the Gordon Centre, the school or the old school.
Yeah,
that might be more convenient
next
for
to the
you.
library.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're called actually Ku-ring-gai Computer Pulse for Seniors.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are they
Okay.
still on now?
Yes.
Yeah, they're
around.
operating.
Now it's locked down, right? They are not.
Not face to face. Nothing's face to face at the moment. But
Yeah. So how can I join the Ku-ring-gai one?
so I can send that the email for that one as well.
Okay, thank you.
So your opposition, sorry.
Yeah,
Bill,
yeah.
Am I allowed to do that?
No, I love to go to Bill's group, but too far away from me. I'm not a good driver, so I better.
Okay.
But Ku-ring-gai Gordon is close to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're mostly in East Linfield, which is also probably a bit of a drive. But yeah. Anyway, I can give you that link. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Was that helpful, everybody? What I'm thinking I might do is send out a sort of a very brief step by step, particularly for WhatsApp, because that does seem to be the one that people enjoy. So,
Yeah, good.
yeah. So I'll just have that typed up and send it just as a document for you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
That was pretty well finished up. Well, thanks, Bill. That was fantastic. Thank you for stepping up and doing that.
Pleasure. Thank you for everyone for participating. Lots of good questions.
Yes.
It was good fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. How are we all going? Very good.
I pressed leave and it didn't work.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye. I'll get it
There we
together.
go. How are you going, Ted? I can see Ted's still with us. How are you going, Ted? Oops, he's gone. No, he's disappeared. And Win, I haven't met. So, yeah. Everybody going well?
Just leave meeting. Yeah, we're going well. Thank you,
That's
Rob.
good. Yeah.
Don't cancel.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thanks a
right.
lot. You take care.
Okay. See you later.